the FBI executed a search warrant at my residence. The search warrant is related to concerns apparently the U.S. government has about violations of the Foreign Agent Registration Act. I will tell you right now, I am not in violation of the Foreign Agent Registration Act. I have not done anything that would do it, and hopefully by executing the search warrant and taking the materials that they did, they will rapidly reach that conclusion. I will say that things like this have a chilling effect on free speech. There's no doubt that I'm being targeted because of statements I've made about U.S. policy in Ukraine. I'm being targeted because I have made an effort to try and improve relations between the United States and Russia, to try to bring about arms control, to bring about peace. Apparently somebody in the U.S. government takes umbrage at this, so they executed a search warrant. The FBI was extraordinarily professional. I have no complaints against the personnel that did this. I do have complaints against the personnel that caused this to happen. This has a chilling impact on free speech. The idea that you have a free speech right in America when you execute it in a manner that the U.S. government takes exception to, and they launch a search warrant, that is an intimidation factor. I can say that I am not intimidated, and I will continue to speak out, and I will continue to do what I do, because that's my responsibility as an American citizen, and I will continue to operate in that manner. So I think I gave you all the answers you need at this point in time. I would request that you respect that and let me and my wife get on with our business.
What time did they show up today?
I don't know. They were here a long time. So,
Can you say generally what type of stuff was in the boxes they took?
The search warrant allowed them to look for electronic equipment. They were clearly interested in communications that I've had with people related to the work I do. That's all I can say about it. It's up to them to review it. I have nothing to hide. I was cooperative with them, and it is what it is, and we'll get on with it. But as I said, I respect their right to do what they did. I'm not in violation of the law, and I will not be intimidated. So anybody upstairs who thought that this will intimidate me and cause me to stop speaking out, they guessed wrong. Have a great day.
Passport from you, Ross?
I want to actually play a video, a chilling video, if you like, of Joe Biden. This is from the year 2002, and this is when they were doing some investigation into the WMD of Iraq. Let's take a listen at this video first.
Same kind of decision General Powell made. Same kind of decision President Bush made. Every president, every Secretary of State has to do it. Like I said, they get paid more than you. Their job's a hell of a lot more complicated than yours. They may have made the wrong decision, and you brought it to light. We should address it. We should say straight up where we are, and we should do it. And for that, I thank you. But it's above your pay grade.
Wow, this is such an insult. He was not allowed, and he was actually mocked by Joe Biden in 2002 for speaking out against invading Iraq. That time, this is what they were planning in the United States. But then when Scott Ritter, he spoke out, he was called out by this guy, Genocide Joe. So it is safe to say that they had him on their radar, the establishment, the status quo, the military-industrial complex since 2002. Do not make mistake thinking that this is just something that happened recently, that the FBI raided his home. It is since 2002 that he was under surveillance, under their radar. Now, people are talking about this online, and somebody pointed out very clearly that Israel is allowed to spend billions of dollars to buy politicians through AIPAC. They'd never get investigated. Look at the hypocrisy of freedom of speech, so-called freedom of speech in the States. They are allowed to take money from AIPAC. AIPAC never gets investigated by FBI, but by anybody from the deep state. But when someone talks about Russia and he's lenient, or according to them, too lenient, oh my God, freaking out everyone. Everyone is just, oh my God, how could they do this? This is a traitor. Put him to jail. But take a look at what Netanyahu did when he came and visited US few days ago. He bullied them. He told them what he wanted from them. Well, that is not a problem, master. We're going to serve you. But the problem is, if you and I and people like Scott Ritter, we speak out against this degenerate government and their deep state, then they create a big problem. And you and I would go to jail for that. Now, I want to also share with you a few other things, guys. Take a look at this person when this person he tweeted or she tweeted. Basically, they made mention of the recent raid or search, so-called search of FBI. So when Scott Ritter gets accused of being a foreign agent, the feds seize his passport, computers, phones, and raid his home. After feds, in contrast to this, after feds contact DeSantis' press secretary, she registers as foreign agent for former Soviet Republic. In other words, when you are being suspected to be a foreign agent, the FBI, according to what I understand, they will contact you and ask you to register yourself to be such. But in the case of Scott Ritter, they raided his home, they took away from him his phone, his email, his equipments, and this guy is not a lawful thing that is happening. This is completely, to me, looks like an illegal thing. And Scott Ritter, even though he did not say I will sue them, but I'm telling you, Scott Ritter, sue these people, sue FBI, sue the government, because they do not have the right to do what they did with you. They should have given you notice, and this should have been done in a different way. Now, Scott Ritter, his passport, as we know, was seized. There is this report on June 4th by the United States Department after boarding a flight to a conference in St. Petersburg. This follows actions against other independent journalists and media outlets, including InfoWars. Again, talking against the deep state, talking against the Zionist, will render you into the dungeon of jail. Now, when we talk about Scott Ritter, I want to play this video. Take a listen.
With and destroying the Hezbollah enemy. Israel is now entering this exhausted by over nearly 9 months of war in Gaza that has diminished it, depleted it. The troops are physically and morally exhausted, psychologically worn out. Their tanks no longer work. They don't have spare parts for their tanks. They're running out of ammunition. Their leadership is frayed. The morale of the men is low, and now you expect them to be thrown into battle against a highly trained fanatical force like Hezbollah that is ready for this fight, has been preparing for this fight for over a decade, and will take this fight to Israel. Israel thinks that this fight's going to be fought in southern Lebanon as they seek to push the Hezbollah back to the Litani River. This fight will.
So basically what he's saying is not going to be pleasing to the Zionists. So what they should do, investigate, do search in his house, do a thorough search and find out what he's hiding, because I'm sure the Zionists are saying, we are sure he is a Russian agent. But guys, he is exposing the Zionist PR and he is making it look absolutely miserable. The Zionist PR has failed thanks to people like Scott Ritter, Colonel McGregor, Douglas McGregor, and many other people, Judge Napolitano. These people are raising their voice, and these voices are getting heard. And this is what scares the mainstream media, the deep state, the most, because nobody tunes into CNN to find out what is happening between Israel and Palestine. Nobody tunes into BBC or MSNBC or anywhere. They tune into these people, to Scott Ritter, to the Colonel McGregor, to Judge Napolitano, to John Mearsheimer. This is why the Zionists, they have lost the PR front. And so what they do now, they're coming after this independent journalist. They're harassing them, they're threatening them, they're trying to gag them, and guess what? Nothing is going to work, because we will speak up. We will say what it is, because nothing should take our voice away from us, especially when it comes to freedom of speech and criticizing and pointing out the government and their mistakes. As I say here, right here, speak the truth even if your voice shakes. Thank you guys for joining this session. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Take care.